Yeeps hide and seek wiring. Arguably one of the most impressive things you can do inside a Yeeps hide and seek. But what's the craziest thing ever made in Yeeps hide and seek with the wiring? But what about one that never came to be? Today I'm going to talk about one of the most craziest wiring things that never happened. Poker. At first glance it seems simple, but trust me, when I show you what it's like behind the scenes, it's not as easy as you think. Now, behind you guys right now is the wiring for this build, and it is honestly insane, even though it's not even halfway finished. But let's show you what it looks like. Huge shout out to HeroMax for giving me this map. I did the wiring. This is one of the decks. There's 4 of these around the map, and the way it works is pretty simple. Each part of it can be separated into layers, and each of those can be separated into their own individual segments. Basically, it's just mirrored on top of each other. It's just the way it's organized. It's slightly different depending on what layer you're talking about. But at the very back, at one of the parts, that tells you the number. Right after that, tells you what deck it is. So in this case, Neon Pink, which is one of the decks. I don't remember which one. But if it selects that number and that deck, it'll go through and turn on the toggle gate to make sure the light will stay on. The neon red you see is in a reset. All it does is it turns off the lights. This system you see is what is the betting system. So you could bet cotton, and basically it's just poker, but with Yeeps wiring. This is the win condition machine. If you don't know what a win condition is, basically it's just how you win. This one is for the royal flush, I believe. Yeah, we kind of didn't get to finish it, but hold on. How do we actually decide the number in the deck and stuff like that? Let me show you how. This is the card decider. Basically, after it gets randomized in the machine that's right over there, it will be sent into this, which will then select the number, which will then go to each deck, but depending on which one it's selecting on, it'll only go to that one. Wait a minute. I said there's 4 decks, but there's one right here. What is this? This is what we call the dealer's deck. The dealer will have 3 cards that is given to everybody else in the game. This right here decides which deck is being chosen. Hold on. We're gonna come back to this machine for a second. What is all of this? This is to prevent what we dubbed duplicate numbers. Basically, there was a random chance that it would select the same number twice. So the way we avoided that was if a number was selected, then if it gets selected again, then it would go to another number, preventing duplicate numbers. It was this board. This board was to make sure you don't use the same color receiver for different tasks. The one over there is for the same thing, but for the party cannons. Hold on, wait. Why is there party cannons? Well, we use it because we simply didn't have enough receivers, so instead we used party cannons as well that basically acted like receivers. So over there we have the hearts and the diamonds. You can't see neon red, neon blue. Right here we have the amber, that's what it is, and emerald. Here, these are actually screens. So these would tell you what's going on in the game, like if it's selecting decks, stuff like that. 2 bars on the side is so you know how much that person has bet towards their deck. Bet cotton. This is what each deck looks like. Just light bulbs. Why was this cancelled?